I'm Christine Phillips, and here I'm going to be interviewing my mom about the day that 9/11 happened. Okay, so let's ask her some questions. So, where were you when 9/11 happened?
Okay, so on the day that 9/11 happened, I was teaching at the King's Academy, which is a private school. And so it was one of the 2 days that I teach, and so I was at school.
Okay. Question number 2. What were your immediate thoughts when this happened?
My immediate thoughts were just fear for my family. So, of course, Lexi was with me. She was just a baby. She'd just been born, so she was like 8 weeks old. I called Mr. Phillips at work just to make sure he was okay, to hear if he had heard any different news reports. So really just safety and keeping the kids that we had at school safe, that type of thing.
Okay. Who were you with?
Well, in the morning we were all together because we had a prayer time in the morning, so we were all together when we first heard the news. But because we stayed at school that day, we felt like it was safer to keep the kids with us at school. I was with my students for most of the day, and we actually tuned in and watched some of the news reports because I was teaching high school students, and I was teaching them social studies and history, so that was history in the making. So we actually watched the news.
Okay. How did you feel like after it happened, like all of that?
Right after it happened, it was just kind of it was really a state of fear. A lot of us were afraid that we were going to enter into, possibly another world war. We weren't sure who had orchestrated the attack. We'd never had an attack on American soil other than Pearl Harbor. Nothing had ever been this close to home. So it was just a fear of the unknown, what was going to happen next.
Okay. And so, how did you find out all about this?
I found out about it because they told all of us, the adults and the students that we were with during that prayer time. I remember the principal of the school, and she was crying, and she told us what had just happened because she was upset. A lot of people had family who worked at the World Trade Center. It was just a really scary time and a really emotional time.
Okay. Well, thank you for your input about 9/11.
You are very welcome. Happy to share it anytime.
Okay. Bye-bye.